guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today in the Ask SSM video series, got an email from a subscriber. This guy is in his early 20s. He's been watching the channel for a number of years now, and he's writing in asking for help with his dad. You see, this guy actually wrote to me, I believe in the winter, spring of 2023. Multiple videos came out of it where he was helping his dad because out of nowhere, his dad was dumped by his mom. Mom divorced him, threw away his dad like garbage, and his dad was really messed up over this. Understandable. Less because the dad was in love with the mom, but more because he had a major attachment, and that was his value as a man. And this young guy is a great son, years ahead than most guys, and slowly was able to help his dad turn things around. Well, here he is writing back like 2 years later with an update, but also looking for more help because his dad, although was improving, is now back to his old tricks. And I thought I'd be going to go over here, guys, for all you guys that have somebody you care about, a brother, a best friend, a coworker, somebody you want to help out that's truly screwing up when it comes to women, you'll appreciate this. And you got to know that as a guy, you definitely want to help people you care about. But there's a point you must understand that you can only help so much where it's just you can't exhaust yourself and make yourself crazy trying to help someone that doesn't want to be helped. You know, like the saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it. And I might add, the older somebody is, the much harder it is for them to change their ways. The wiring is there. Like, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, you're going to see this here. So I'm going to go through this, and hopefully we can give him some good advice, help him out, and see where this goes. Because, like I said, his dad's back to his old tricks, and, well, wait till you see who his dad is involved with. So he says here, hello again, SSM. I hope you remember me. You and your community helped me greatly to get my father back on track after his divorce from my mom, or so I thought. Bro, I definitely remember you. It's good to hear from you. Well, during that time, I implemented a bunch of the strategies that both you and the commenter suggested, and to some extent, it worked. We did a bunch of things together. He got closer to his college friends, even went on a little trip to Italy with them, and to a good extent, he let go of my mother. Well, that's great, man. I'm glad it was working. That was hard for you. I remember how bad he was, and you had an uphill battle. You were a damn good son to him. You were absolutely right in one of the videos. My parents, my mom and dad, were not in love. My dad was just attached to my mother. And I think once he realized that, he was able to heal from the initial shock of losing his wife. Good. Good. Attachments cause suffering, guys. And I know, we can all have different attachments to different things or people, but really, you got to really look at that. Nothing in life lasts forever. There's nothing permanent, you know? Among other things, he got a new job making decent money, gone full on into the hunting hobby. He even flown going to Africa on safari, and overall, he seemed to be improving. You know, it's not perfect. My sister is still away in Canada, and life is not the same as it used to be, but he was rebuilding a new life for himself as I was starting mine. Wonderful. It's not like he's going to completely change overnight, but he was making progress, and that's really good. I'm very proud of your dad thus far. And by the way, he mentioned his sister's up in Canada. His sister truly is like an example of like a chip off the old block from the mother. The sister's an a-hole too. No help to him. I'm not living with him anymore. I graduated at the beginning of this year, and I moved to Baja, where I am now. I got a decent paying job. He says my boss could afford to pay me more, but let's face it. I'm also going to the gym every day. I have a small apartment, took a part-time job as a bartender, and even found a small-time remote digital animation side hustle. Not much money, but the work is fun. Wonderful. Dude, this is great. You're a young guy in your early 20s, and you're busting your butt to make something yourself. Good. I'm glad. You don't need to go to the gym every day, dude. Take one day off. That's my one criticism. A lot of people think go to the gym every day. Guys, you can go 6 days, but one day a week, do nothing. Aside from getting out of bed and walking in the house and going to the car, take one day to let the body recuperate. You can beat the crap out of your body in a safe manner in the gym, but you got to have good rest. So one day a week, no exercise. But other than that, you're doing great. When you're young, you're supposed to hustle. Well, things are going all right for me, but it seems all it took for things to go sideways was for my dad was my absence. And during Father's Day, I did a video call with him to congratulate him, catch up with one another, and generally just chit-chat when he dropped the nuke. Here we go. And oh yeah, by the way, he was living with his dad to really keep an eye on him. So our guy has moved. He's starting his life as a young man. And dad's no longer under supervision. And here we go. He wanted to introduce me to his new girlfriend. Well, that didn't take long. What happened to dad not getting back in relationships? What happened to dad being single? Before you even say it, I'm not sure. I'm sure that in some alternate cartoon universe, I reached my hand into my phone. It came out through the speaker and gave him a big smack. Yeah, your dad deserved a smack. Yeah, smack to your dad. While I was gone, or moved out, which hasn't been all that long, he made an account on Tinder and started meeting women again. Smack to your dad. Tinder. I'm assuming in Mexico that Tinder is just as bad here as in the US of A. What the hell are you thinking, Dad? Come on here. It is a cesspool. And by the way, meeting women as in like for dates to have relationships with on Tinder? Are you nuts? After I told him about the situation, after I warned him against seeking relationships once again, after all of it, now I was on FaceTime with this woman right next to my father. Let us call her Karen. Wow, what an appropriate name for her. Oh my, and you obviously haven't been gone that long, and already he's not only is he seeing Tinderellas, he's actually in a relationship that quickly. See, can't teach an old dog new tricks. I think for him, he was raised at a time in a culture that as a man, you're not complete unless you have a woman on your side, you know? And here we go. From the brief conversation that we had, I had to keep as straight as face as possible. As it turns out, she's a psychologist. Oh, for goodness sake. A shrink where her whole job is to get in people's heads and manipulate. Let's be honest here. Oh, God. And also, she's an investigator in a university back in Mexico City. They met through the dating app, and she liked that my dad was honest. It didn't take a genius to realize that Karen is much more interested in the money my dad is now making, now that he doesn't have to maintain anyone other than himself. Smack, smack, smack to your dad. You can send this video. Really, Dad? A Tinderella and a psychologist, and you're in a relationship this quickly? Are you nuts? I mean, women are Jedi masters at messing with guys' minds and emotions. I mean, let's be honest here. They have our number. But a psychologist, you know, nurses are on one level, and the psychologists are on another. Come on, man. My dad seemed so oblivious to the things we talked about that I didn't know what to say to him or to this woman. I simply didn't find the polite words to say, how effing stupid was this? And he blindsided. That's the problem. He blindsided you with that. You called him on Father's Day to talk to him. You've been great to him. And she's there, and he has her in the call. He had to know how you're going to react. And he probably did this so you wouldn't, give him a hard time on the thing with her. When the monologue the two had ended, and I was about to hang up, I simply ended with, "Don't ever expect me to call Karen Mom," and I hung up on him. Well, you know what? It's okay to be a little tough on your dad at this point. Well, after all this effort, after all this talking and supposed self-improvement, back not only into square one of seeking out women, not now a random stranger that on top of everything else is a psychologist. The only way it could be worse would be if she was a nurse or an OnlyFans girl. Dude, be careful. Don't jinx it. She could be an OnlyFans girl. How many stories have you guys seen? I've covered some where teachers or nurses, yes, I said nurses, or cops, women cops, nurses and teachers, had decent careers, and they were doing OnlyFans on the side, got exposed, lost their jobs, all this drama. So I wouldn't be at all surprised if you could have a psychologist OnlyFans girl. Oh, man, your dad's an idiot. I mean, it's maybe bad enough that he was rushing into a relationship after everything he's been through, but with a Tinderella and a psychologist who is going to, just a guy like him who's obviously has attachment issues and a low self-worth, it's going to be easy to manipulate. Good God. I'm a bit out of words, SSM. I thought it was all going good, only for all this to immediately collapse. A part of me says the title of this email, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink it. A part of me says, I'm done, it's his problem now. And the other part says, dude, I need to fix things right now. So I come to you in the community once again. Which one is right? Do I just let this go, or do I make another call? And if so, what do I even tell him? Well, I'll come back to that at the end. He also says, I'm not going to put my life on pause now that I barely started it. I'm on a good track only to have to fix my father again. But at the same time, I wouldn't be where I am right now if it weren't for him, so now what? Again, I'll come back to that at the end. He says, oh, did I forget to mention my witch mother? He means more like bitch mother. She's out of the picture. She stayed in Mexico City and has done the bare minimum to remain in contact with me. And as time goes on, I realized she was simply a narcissist that could never love other people more than herself and her belongings. And I no longer hate or resent her for it. Which means you are indifferent to her, which is actually the best place to be. I can imagine the day that she'll call me, either telling me how much she misses me and that she demands to see me again, or that she fakes having trouble or medical issues to get me to board a plane and go see her once again. Nope, she can live on her own from now on. She made her bed of money, objects, and disappointment in her family and life choices. Now she can lay in it. I remember his mom was really a piece of something. So once again, I come to you. What do I do with my dad? Is he beyond repair, or should I do one last pitch effort to help him out? Thanks again, everything, SSM. Well, dude, your daddy's a good smack upside. Don't actually hit your dad. He's your father. What I would do is, I don't know how far away you are from him. I don't recall. If it's within driving distance, I'd go see him. Make sure Karen, the Tinderella psychologist, potentially OnlyFans girlfriend is not there. And I level with him. I said, Dad, you've been doing so well. And now I leave, and all of a sudden, now you're now in a relationship that quickly with a woman you met on Tinder, and she's a psychologist. Dad, do I need to lay it out to you about psychologists? Actually, you should lay it out to him. And I would say that at least, And even though you're pissed off and disappointed, I would let him know. Be respectful because he is your father. And at that point then, in my opinion, you have gone above and beyond the call of duty. It's always crazy where it's the sons helping the father, the clueless fathers. That happens from time to time, not the other way around. But man, you went above and beyond the call of duty 2 years ago, and I believe it was early 2023 when you wrote multiple videos about your dad, and you stayed with him and you were there for him. You are a great son. You're every son a father would be proud of. And I'm proud of you, and I don't even fucking know you. But you went above and beyond for him. But now you're starting your career where you want to be. You have side hustles and everything like that. You can't keep putting your life on hold for your dad that just refuses to wake up. I was really glad to hear that your dad was moving along on multiple fronts, and you did a great job. But it goes back to the thing about you can't teach an old dog new tricks. You can try, but good luck. You're in your early 20s. I forget how old your dad is. I'm guessing at least probably my age, late 40s, maybe early 50s. He obviously is a guy with major attachment issues and probably someone that can't be alone, which is the most pussy-ass thing a guy can do. And his life is typically, in his mind, his life is defined success as having a woman. Like if you don't have a wife, you're not successful. Not anymore. If you're single and you have a good life, you are successful. I mean, very miserable guys are out there. So, man, I honestly, I think at this point you can go to your dad, say your piece, be respectful, and then basically let him fail. And if it doesn't work out and she turns to do it, which it won't, and she breaks his heart or she starts, there's only so much you can do. Because, guys, you want to help people you care about. And this goes across the board, guys. You want to help people you care about. But if they keep screwing themselves up, making the same mistakes, there's a point where you got to step back and not let it involve your life, even if you care about them. And some people are just born to fail. But also some people, they need to fail. They need to fall on their face constantly to finally wake up, okay? So I would, like I said, go to your dad, say your piece. Say what you guys say is your dad, warn him about her and all that, and say, at this point, I'm moving on. And if we crash and burn, Dad, I can't keep picking up the pieces. And that's what I think you should do, and focus on you. focus on your job, your career, what you want to do in your life, and you're doing a great job. End of story. Because otherwise, you're going to be spending your whole time cleaning up his messes, and that's not the way it should be. You're the son. You're behaving like the father, and he's behaving like the clueless son. So I will say this, man. If you ever one day had children, which would mean you got married, you'd be a hell of a dad. And that would be great. But obviously, knowing what you know, you probably won't get married one day and be a dad, but you never know. But at least you are doing the right thing. So, and yeah, I know you wouldn't be where you are. You wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for him and your witch of a mother. But you are where you are because you made the choice to make something of yourself, to learn things, to not fuck up. And he keeps fucking up. So, in my opinion, you've done your thing. I know all the emails you sent me about this guy. It is now his time. He's getting a second chance, and he's messing up. And he's going to have to learn. And hopefully, when he falls on his face, he realizes it, reaches out to you, and then at that point, after he's failed and he's fallen on his face with her, then you can help him out a little bit more. But beyond that, making the extra effort, no. Time to take care of you. And that goes to all you guys out there that have that one friend that you care about that keeps getting involved with women like this or screwing up and stuff like that you reach the point that it's exhausting. Because I've had people like this I've known. You help them, but then you got to then take care of yourself. And you can't inconvenience your own life and all that. End of story. So there you go, guys. Anyway, bro, good luck to you. Report back down the road how you were doing, how he's doing, and because I'll be very curious to see what happens here. But I have a strong prediction. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Let this guy know what you think in the comment section about what he should do with his dad, what you think about his dad, the whole big picture there. I want to hear about that. And be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.